I feel like a couple of weeks ago, it was kind of a toss away segment that we did on the podcast. Maybe this is a possibility before the offseason plan projects. Maybe we'll see plans of people coming up with trade ideas for Dylan Cease. At the time, we just thought with Brian Bannister in the fold, maybe Bannister wanted to see what he could do working with Dylan Cease and maybe wait until the trade deadline to move Dylan Cease, much like the Cincinnati Reds did with Luis Castillo to Seattle and got in a pretty impressive haul. However, with each passing week, Jim, I went from I'm 99% sure Dylan Cease is the opening day starter down to 75% sure he's the opening day starter. I'm at a 50%, Jim. I'm at a coin flip whether or not Dylan Cease is with the White Sox by winter meetings. Like, we're going to be there in Nashville. Let's just start there. Do you think a Dylan Cease trade is happening before we meet up in Nashville for the winter meetings?
Now that we've seen what the starting pitching prices might be for the open market, we saw Aaron Nola sign with the Phillies, and he's a good market setter, I think, for both above and right below him. Like that, perhaps, like a team like the Orioles we've talked about being a team that really could use just a good frontline starter, 30 starts, 180 innings. They haven't wanted to pay that top dollar. They're content with going for like 1-year contracts and 3-year contracts, filling in with guys from their minor leagues. And they had good success doing that last year, but saw some limitations in that, have some prospects coming up, but do they really want that one linchpin of the rotation? Having seen the prices that Nola might command or help command for the other pitchers in the market, perhaps they're a type of team that would say like, hey, we have more prospects than we know what to do with. We have 40-man crunch that we're negotiating here a little bit, guys that we can't play. So maybe it is time to give the White Sox a call about Dylan Cease and see what's going on. Same thing with the other team that popped up in trade talks with via Bob Nightingale. A team that might be trying to line up all its financial ducks to get Shohei Ohtani. All of a sudden, Dylan Cease at his ARB figure for the next 2 years might be very appealing to help standard luxury tax numbers. So that's why I think with the White Sox basically conceding that Chris Getz will not be able to shape a contender in 2024, which was the unknown, balancing Jerry Reinsdorf's rhetoric with the reality of just this team is a mess. Now we're seeing that the mess is winning out. And now I think it's easier to see the White Sox letting go of Dylan Cease and not really fooling anybody or not upsetting anybody more than they're already upset. Like maybe Jason Benetti being gone, breaking the camel's back when it came to so many fans just being like, I'm out. Maybe that gives them the license. Maybe Jason Benetti is the reason why Dylan Cease might be traded sooner rather than later.
I didn't make that connection. So
you shouldn't. It's very conspiratorial, but just that's kind of how I'm thinking. It's like there's really nothing left to lose, whether you include Benetti or not.
So are you sidestepping my question, Jim? Do you think you will have to write about? Do you think we're gonna have to do an emergency podcast before we meet up in Nashville regarding Dylan Cease being traded?
Seems like we could now that we have a price. So I would say, like, if I had to bet gun to my head, I'd say, why are you putting a gun to my head over that? That's ridiculous. Please seek some help. We can get through this. But I guess I would say yes, just because Nola signed faster than I thought. Like I thought it might be like a bottom up type market forming, or it might be a wait for Blake Snell to find his Cy Young, a place to put his Cy Young trophy. And with Nola signing, there's room above him, room below him for there to be a run on pitchers, and Cease could get swept up in that run. So I will say yes before the winter meetings.